What if I told you that your brain is capable of doing incredibly hard things, but it's been trained to take the easy way out? Today, we're going to explore how you can force your brain to tackle the toughest challenges head-on. Our brains are wired for comfort. They're designed to conserve energy, avoid pain, and seek out the path of least resistance. This is why, when faced with difficult tasks, we often procrastinate, make excuses, or give up entirely. But the truth is, some of the greatest achievements in history came from people who trained their brains to push through discomfort and do the hard things that others wouldn't. From athletes to entrepreneurs, those who master this skill are the ones who achieve extraordinary success. Stay with me until the end of this video, and you'll not only understand why your brain resists hard tasks, but you'll also discover proven techniques to rewire your brain to embrace challenges, boosting your productivity and personal growth. Let's begin with gaining an understanding of the reasons behind why your brain avoids difficult jobs in the first way. The purpose of the human brain's evolution was to safeguard us. For the sake of survival in ancient times, it was crucial to save energy and avoid taking risks that were not necessary. However, in the modern world, where the difficulties we face are more cerebral than physical, this same mechanism has the potential to prevent us from progressing. When you are confronted with something challenging, whether it be beginning a new project, maintaining an exercise program, or learning a new skill, your brain interprets it as a threat. This causes a stress response that causes you to gravitate toward activities that are simpler and more familiar to you. But this does not mean that you are destined to spend the rest of your life avoiding laborious tasks. The human brain is remarkably malleable, and with the use of appropriate techniques, it is possible to teach it to not only manage challenging tasks, but also to excel at them. Consider the fact that you are in charge of a very large project. The sheer magnitude of it might be overwhelming, which can lead to the temptation to put it off till later. What if, however, you divide it up into a series of smaller, more doable tasks? Every time you finish one of these tasks, regardless of how minor it may be, your brain receives a burst of dopamine, which is a reward that promotes positive behavior. Small victories like this, when added up over time, can build momentum, making it easier to take on more difficult undertakings. A further illustration of this would be athletes who train their brains to bear immense suffering. Consider the case of marathon runners, for example. They do not begin by jogging 26 miles on the very first day of their training. Instead, individuals gradually increase their endurance by pushing themselves to their boundaries even further with each new experience. Not only does this procedure condition their bodies, but it also trains their brains to deal with discomfort and to keep going even when things become difficult. Set clear, specific goals. The first thing you need to do in order to force your brain to perform difficult things is to establish goals that are crystal clear and definite. Get fit or be more productive are examples of goals that are too general to provide your brain with sufficient direction. Instead, you should break things down into precise steps that can be carried out. For instance, you might run 3 miles 3 times a week, or alternatively, spend 1 hour a day on deep work. Your brain will have a target to concentrate on thanks to these well-defined objectives, which will make it much simpler to overcome obstacles. Use the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule, made famous by Mel Robbins, is one way to get past your brain's barriers. When you want to put off or avoid a hard job, count backwards from 5 to 1 and then do it right away. Counting stops your brain from being on autopilot for a moment, giving you time to get things done before your brain talks you out of it. Embrace the discomfort. Know that being uncomfortable is a sign that you are growing. Instead of running away from it, lean into it. Remember that this is where progress is made when you're in the middle of a hard job and your brain is telling you to stop. Your brain will start to link this pain with good things over time, which will make it easier to get through tough times in the future. Build a routine. Setting up a habit is one of the best ways to train your brain to do hard things. When you do difficult jobs every day at the same time, your brain starts to anticipate and get ready for them. This routine makes it easier to get started on a job because it takes less mental energy to do so. Visualize success. Take a moment to picture yourself successfully completing a difficult job before you start it. This practice runs through your mind, gets your brain ready for the job at hand, and helps you deal with any stress or resistance you may feel. This method is used all the time by athletes to run through their plays or races in their minds before they start. By understanding why your brain resists hard work and applying these proven techniques, you can rewire your brain to not only tackle tough challenges, but to thrive in them. The next time you're faced with a daunting task, remember that your brain is capable of far more than you think. It just needs the right training. So embrace the discomfort, push through the resistance, and watch as you unlock new levels of productivity and personal growth. Greatness isn't about doing what's easy. It's about mastering the hard things, one step at a time.